Retro tips and tricks here with a guide to help you crush one of the greatest games. Ocarina of Time is one of the highest reviewed games of all time, and one of my personal favorites. While I wouldn't call it a difficult game, some of the optional stuff is a bit obscure, and finding everything can be a tad bit exhausting. Like most Zelda games, you don't get any additional content for 100% completion, so don't feel pressure to find everything if that's not your thing. The game starts with the Great Deku Tree, telling Navi, a helpful but annoying fairy, to find the player, and that's where our adventure begins. The first part of the game has no enemies, and even the whole first dungeon has hardly any enemies that move. This was an intentional design decision made by the team because when Ocarina of Time was coming out, many players had never played a 3D game. I know personally this was one of my first 3D games, and the first game I played on my N64. I spent a lot of early mornings playing Link to the Past on my Super Nintendo, so I got Ocarina of Time the day it came out, weeks before I even had my N64. Most gamers nowadays have no problem moving around in 3D. Kokiri Forest is still great for learning Link's movement options. The first goal given to you is to go speak with the Great Deku Tree. Unfortunately, the tree is guarded by the town bully, and he requires you have a sword and shield just to talk to the tree. So we're headed to collect the sword with a side mission to find 40 rupees to purchase our shield. You should poke into the bushes and collect a few rupees, then jump up onto this cliff and collect another 5 hidden behind the house. Head up the ramp and through the small hole in the wall. On your right there is another 5 rupees, and then ahead of you will be a rolling boulder. Hike through the grass, and on your right again is another 5 rupees. Turn around and follow the path, and on your right will be your first chest containing the Kokiri sword. Equip the sword and head back to the main area. Here you can use Z targeting on the rock, and performing various acrobatic movements rewards you with some rupees. I usually just do a backflip for a quick 5er and move on. You should have around 25 rupees. If you don't, slash some of the nearby bushes for some change. Now head over to the house with the path up and cross the 2 bridges. You can use the Z button to straighten the camera to make crossing easier. At the end, 5 rupees await you. Now jump off and jump over the water, and you get another 5 rupees for your amazing skills, which should bring you up to 35. The last 5 you need is hidden in the shop with the shield, so enter the building directly in front of you and grab your new shield. Equip the shield, and head over to talk to the bouncer guarding the entrance to the Deku Tree. Here you will face your first 3 enemies. Use your sword to cut them down and collect the Deku sticks that drop from them. The sticks can be used as weapons and to light things on fire. The tree will tell you his tragic tale and ask you to remove the curse placed on him by an evil man. The Great Deku Tree's main theme is verticality, something the series struggled with in the past due to the lack of a 3rd dimension. The first enemy you face is a different version of the enemies outside. Killing them can drop Deku Nuts. Nuts can be used to stun enemies and is surprisingly effective against certain foes. Walk forward and climb the vines and make your way up the tree. Your first big chest will be directly in front of you and contains the map for this dungeon. While not needed for completion, it can be useful if you get lost and adds a mini-map to the corner of your screen. Continue forward, ignoring the vines for now, and head through the door. Z-target the Deku Scrub and bounce the nut back at him using your shield. Following behind the return nut will prevent him from running. Enter the next room, jump to the side avoiding the platform, and climb the vines. The vines to your left have a chest containing 1 heart, so it's hardly worth the effort of climbing, but the one directly in front contains a slingshot. If you did jump on the platform, you can shoot down the ladder using your slingshot, Otherwise, just hold forward and make the 2 jumps to get back to where you were. Head back down and now climb the vines. You can use the slingshots to clear the Skulltulas, but they are mostly harmless. You can climb webs with Skulltulas, you just have to stop moving when they see you. There is also an audio cue, and they turn purple before striking. Head up the vine wall to the top of the tree, and you have one final room to explore in the main trunk. Inside, you will find a switch that will raise 3 platforms, giving you access to 2 other parts of the room. The one straight ahead has a chest containing the compass, which puts unopened treasure chests on the map and the location of the boss room. The one on the left has a chest containing 1 recovery heart and your first of 100 golden Skulltulas. If you hug the left side, you can make it on the platform without killing a large Skulltula. Light the torch using one of your sticks, and the door will open. Back in the main room, you will see 3 paths leading to nowhere. Killing any of the Skulltulas will open the path for you to jump out. You can kill the Skulltula safely from a distance when their back is turned. Your goal is to land in the middle of the web in the room. If you hit around the middle of the web, you will break through into the roots of the tree. Now, climb up onto the raised platform with the switch. Pressing it ignites the nearby webs, revealing a largely useless chest. Here we can grab our next 2 golden Skulltulas, pull out your newly acquired slingshot, and fire 2 shots into both. One can be acquired by directly jumping at it and using a jump slash to slightly extend the jump. The other one is acquired just by climbing up the vine wall. Now light your stick on the torch and make a run towards the web blocking the door on the adjacent platform, avoiding the Deku. Head through the door and bounce the nut back at the scrub. The scrub will tell you his secret on how to get through his brothers downstairs. Now shoot the eye above the door with the slingshot and head through it. The next room is an introduction to diving. Hit the switch under the water directly under the spinning spikes. Climb back up where you entered and wait for the platform. You have a generous amount of time, so don't rush. On the other side of the room, you need to push a block so you can jump up to the door above. You can either kill the large Skulltula, or you can jump up on the corner, avoiding it altogether. The next room is simple. Light the 2 torches and move on. Upon entering the next room, a large Skulltula will have its underbelly facing you. You can either pick it off with 2 slingshots or 1 well-placed jump slash. The next room has 2 options. One is blocked by webs and a bombable wall, which is not accessible with our current equipment. But don't worry, we'll be back here later to collect the golden Skulltula within. The other one is blocked by webs, so light your stick, run over, burn the webs, and crawl through the hole. Now back in the main room, push the block down, which will allow you to have access from below. Light the stick and jump over to the block, climb up to the top, and use the crouch button to burn the webs. Now we have to defeat the Deku brothers in the right order. Middle, right, and left. Now we have reached the first dungeon's boss. Walking into the room, you will find the door will close behind you. Using C up or the slingshot to look around to find the Spider Queen. When you lock eyes with her, she'll jump down to face you. Using either the slingshot or a Deku Nut, when her eyes turn red, will stun her. After a few hits, she will flee and return to her web on top of the ceiling. Use Z-Lock and prepare your slingshot. Fire it into when her eyes turn red and she will fall stunned. Finish her off with a few more slashes from your sword and collect the hearts. And move into the blue light. Good job. You will be told the origin story for the world and the Triforce, and are rewarded with your first spiritual stone, and a quest to find Princess Zelda. Unfortunately, our efforts were in vain, and the great Deku Tree passes away. And now we are free to leave the forest. Head straight ahead. As we are leaving, we are met by our friend Saria. After a long goodbye, she hands us the fairy ocarina. Link is reluctant to leave his friend behind, but a quest awaits. We are largely free to explore most of Hyrule, but lack most of the equipment to do so. Leaving the forest behind, Link will be greeted by a wise owl. Pay attention to his question, or he'll repeat himself. One of the odd things about Ocarina of Time is that Link runs faster backwards. To do this, line up using the minimap, do a quick 180, hold Z, and blast off. If you do it correctly, you'll reach the castle before the night cycle, otherwise you'll have to wait a day. It's not a big deal, you'll just be forced to kill some skeletons. Enter the town, and enter the door to your right. Roll into the second crate and collect your fourth golden spatula. Head through the market and towards the castle. Here we will have another run-in with the owl, and he'll tell us about avoiding guards in the castle. Roll into the tree, and you're rewarded with your fifth golden spatula. Head back to the market. At night, the market is overrun by a bunch of stray dogs. Find the white one behind the stall and return it for your first piece of heart. Now head back towards the castle. Talk to the singing girl in front of the vines, and she'll tell you about her missing dad. She'll give you an egg which will hatch when placed on one of your seed buns when the sun comes up. Now climb the wall. Now we must sneak in the castle. Line up using the C buttons on this path. This is a tricky jump, but if you roll right at the end, you should make it just fine. Head to the climbable wall straight in front of you. Make the jump over into the river, and if you've timed everything correctly, the chicken should hatch right about now. Head towards the side of the castle, and towards the sleeping man, and use the chicken to wake him up. He will quickly run off in an effort to avoid his scolding. Now with him out of the way, we can move the boxes and sneak into the castle. Now it's time, thankfully, for the game's only stealth sequence. The guards are deaf, so just avoid direct sight lines, and you're in the clear to meet Princess Zelda. If they do catch you, they throw you right outside the entrance to the inner castle. She is shocked you were able to make it past the deaf guards wearing blinders. After confirming who you are, she'll tell you of a dream that she thinks is a prophecy. After telling you about her dream, her and Link will come up with a plan to collect the last 2 spiritual stones to protect the Triforce. With a mission in hand, approach Impa and she'll teach you your first song, Zelda's Lullaby. This will probably be your most played song and is used everywhere you see a Triforce. You're going to memorize this song whether you like it or not. Impa will tell you to head to the nearby village to find the next spiritual stone. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe. Part 2 is on the way, and the unedited gameplay is linked in the description. If you have any other retro games that you would like a guide for, or just a great recommendation, please comment. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy this game as much as I do.